Hello everybody, RFI Multi here, and I'm doing a nice discussion today. Probably gonna get some more dislike, but who the hell cares? Likes and dislikes and subscriptions and views are not everything when making videos, right? So yeah, today I'm talking about the top 5 most hated cards I see. These are like the most incorrect cards that I see people running to runs the tellarknights as of today. And now I'm going to be starting with number 5. Thunder King Ryo. Why will you run this guy insta tellarknights? It makes 0 sense. You can't use power duality in order to get your searches. You can't search with Deneb, which is like the most important thing to the deck today. As a matter of fact, Ryo will actually be a pretty good side deck card against the tellarknights. It does more harm to you than actually doing good. And that is simply the truth. I would never play Ryo on my tellarknight builds. Ever. And people are like, oh, might as well run Ryo now in the deck because Ryo stops the opponent from searching. So it stops True Draco. But, again, True Draco is not the only thing out there. And I figured I'd do this video as a small response to Fluffle Stuff Incorporated. And Fluffle Stuff Incorporated was saying how Ryo and tellarknights does not make it anti-meta. You're right, it makes the deck garbage. Because this card literally it makes that, not the deck, but whoever's list that list is trash. Because Ryo is a bad card. Insta-tellers. It'd be better off in its own fucking deck. Hashtag don't play Ryo. That's the conclusion of this. Number 4, Phoenix Chain. Now this is one that I used to run tellers. But because you were able to put it back from field to hand in order to recur it. But in today's format, with link format being a thing, I don't see it really even having much impact in today's metagame because of the link summoning mechanic. How they could just link summon with the monster and the card automatically becomes dead. And that's just the truth. And for Masterpiece, this card does nothing in your matchups against Masterpiece. So it's a good card, and it would be a good card in Satellis, but maybe in the next format, I don't know. But for the duration of this format, not anything that I would run. In conclusion, don't play it. Because this card has just been power creeped by so many better battle traps. Boom. Now, Fogblade follows along the same lines of Phoenix Chain. Ugh, why would you play it? Oh my god, it has no fucking point to run these cards in the deck anymore. They've both been power creeped immensely. There's just no fucking reason to run these in the deck whatsoever anymore. There's better traps you can play. You can play Floodgate Trap Hole. You can play Forbidden Chalices instead. That can just be chained immediately. There are better cards that you can play insta-tellers than shit like this. Because, again, power creep, targeting, this is remember Ram would negate traps at target. Call Fogblade, but anyways. Yeah, in conclusion, it's not a card you should play. Same reason that you don't play Phoenix Chain and Satellis that you've seen on my list. Next one. I literally cringe every time I see this card being ran over Oasis. You want to know why I cringe every time I see this card being ran over Oasis? Oasis is, a lot of people tell me to run back to the front in Satellis. I would never run this card in Satellis. I tested it out once. It didn't do for me what Oasis does for the deck. Just because, it's Worm now. Oh, you can't make Rongo Monad. You should play back to the front in order to make Rongo Monad. I'm like, arguably, you don't even make Rongo Monad that much often, if at all. I just have him in there as a spicy tech, nothing more. And the deck is not built to rely on him. I would never run back to the front, insta-tellers. Never. You'll never see this card in my list whatsoever. If you see this card in the list posted on my channel, somebody else topped with it, and I'm recording someone else's deck profile video. And I'm taking someone else's list and uploading it. Because you will never see this in one of my lists. And again, people run this card because they want something Rongo Minad more easily. Because with Oasis, it changes it to Word. Who gives a fuck? Hey, Rongo Minad is not a card you will arguably even try to summon anymore. You're just trying to spam Trigger out on the field so you can out-resource and grind the games out for the Tellarknights to be able to win. But anyways, I've said my piece about this card. Now it's time for us to get to my last and most hated card of all time in Stellars. Now this one is one of those that I admit I was wrong about it not being a good card, but I would still never run Desires in a low monster count deck. True Draco can get away with it because they have Dragonic Diagram to search. And to search their shit. In Stellars and decks like Barrier Statues, you have to hard draw your cards. Which is why Card Demise is such a good card in Statues. And is a pretty good card in Stellars, even though Stellars could adapt without it. You have to hard draw your cards. You can't afford to banish the majority of them and just for a fucking +1. You can't. And who was the YouTuber that did it again? Oh yeah, Team Samurai X1. I dislike that video, just to let you guys know. If you would search up on YouTube's Tellarknight deck profile, we're gonna do that right after I finish talking about this card. We're gonna do it right after I talk about this card. It was when Batamaeus first came out, and then he was running Power Desires in the deck. I dislike that video. So yeah, let's get to it. There you go. You see Team Samurai X1 down there in the bottom? This is Team Samurai X1's deck list from 9 months ago, back in November 2016, when Batamaeus first came out in the Invasion Vengeance set. He was running double Desires in there. I dislike that video. And as proof, there you go. I dislike that shit. You're not gonna come on YouTube and post garbage and expect me to give you a free like just because it helps out your channel. No. If you post garbage, you're gonna know about it because certain people are gonna dislike if you're posting garbage lists. Tellarknight Genesis is not a bad card, but in the Demise version, I wouldn't run it because it can get a little clogged. Me personally, I might not run it. I don't want to run it because it can get a little cloggy in the deck at times, and it could brick if you don't see any Tellarknights with it. It's literally the only way it's good, which is why I side double Twin Twisters instead. If you guys see my list, if you guys look back on my channel and you see my list, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Now, for my top 5 most favorite tech cards in Tellarknights, you guys are going to have to wait for me to go and top at locals, because I know there are people from my locals that are watching my channel already and are trying to power creep me and see what I'm running and see how they can side against me. And I'm sorry guys, I can't have that. I need to maintain I need to be able to have 4 weeks in a row with the tells before I'm willing to drop the deck and try something else. Because this is going to be my 4th week in a row topping with the Tellarknights and my locals already. If people don't know what I'm playing and don't know what tech cards I'm going to be running. People never expect the spice that I have to offer. Peace.